Today, I'm going to show you guys how to build a world-class CV using an online tool called BeamJobs. The CV is the most important step when you're trying to land a role in banking, in finance, in fact, in any single job. And it's the most important step because if your CV is not up to scratch, you don't even get the chance to interview. You don't even get your foot in the door. So your CV literally has to be top-notch. A lot of times, people come to me to review their CVs for free, and honestly, I don't have the time except you pay me. But on an online tool like BeamJobs, you can more or less create the perfect CV. The first reason is there's loads of different templates to choose from. If you're in banking, finance, an accounting clerk, a doctor, more or less on the website itself, there's loads of different templates to choose from. Also, BeamJobs uses AI. Based on what information you put on your CV and you upload, it will then give you a score and give you some pointers. But enough talking, let's get started. To start, I'm actually going to go to beamjobs.com. And more or less going to open this page. Now I'm going to go to build my resume or CV if you're British. Now there's loads of different templates to choose from. A lot of you watching this will be in banking and finance. People in banking and finance really appreciate an old school type CV. They don't want any fancy colors or you trying to be clever and put something on the left column. Make it very simple and basic. And based on all these templates, the professional one is the best one to use because that resembles more of a traditional CV. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to do start trial. It then takes you to this page where you can see on the left side, contact, education, work experience, skills, and interest. Those are all the main pillars of your CV, and we're going to work on each one of them. So we go to contact, obviously fill in your name. So I'm going to put John Doe as my full name, email. I'm going to put johndoe@gmail.com. Obviously that's not my name, but you know, for the CV, let's just do that. Then it says put the job title you're applying for. I would recommend not putting that in. Definitely put your phone number. So I want to put 075589963, but whatever. Location, put London, UK, or actually UK, London. And as you can see on the right hand side right here, if I expand this, it's more or less typing it right here, which is very good. And it already looks very neat. So then we go to education and put add new degree. Name of school, let's say I went to LSE, because I know a lot of you want to go to LSE. So I went to LSE, location, put UK, London, degree, BSc, economics, field of study optional, start date, let's say I put June or September 2016, end date, let's say I put June 2019. And you can put awards if you want. You can also put relevant courses. I highly recommend you put relevant courses, especially if you want to land a banking role. Putting relevant courses definitely helps a lot. So I want to click on relevant courses. Also put your GPA or what your grade is. If you've not finished, just put your second year grade or your first year grade. Let's say you got 2-1 because most people get a 2-1. And the relevant course, I'll put all the freaking financial stuff. I'll put financial modeling, and then add another course. I'll put macroeconomics. I'll put quantitative finance. And then next to them, I'll also put the grade I got. So I'll put 70% here. And also the relevant courses. If you got a low score, don't put it in. Put a relevant course where you have a good-ish score. So I'm saying above 70, even above 65, put that in. But if you don't have a good score, don't put it in. If you got 40%, don't just put it in because it's a relevant course. You're gonna not get the job. And now as you can see, the relevant courses are now on the CV. Obviously, if you're applying for a job, you should include the college and your GCSEs, but I wouldn't do that for this video. Just follow the same steps and include college, so your A-levels and also your GCSE. I'll then go on to work experience, which is the most vital part. I'm going to go to add new role. And let's say I only have one work experience, and let's say it's at Morgan Stanley. For job title, keep it very short and simple and make it very clear. Let's say I was an equity research analyst. Very short and simple. Everyone knows exactly what you're talking about. Location, always put UK and then London. Start date, just put, let's say it was in summer, so July 2020. End date, just put September 2020, and then go to continue. Now the good thing about BeamJobs is it will give some sample work duties you can put in. So for example, I could put in the first one, which is process an average of 88 transactions, but for it to be more akin to equity research, you can actually type in your own thing, which is quite good. So I want to copy and paste something from my experience, literally like this is from my CV, like straight up. I'm going to put this, and then I'm going to go to add another one, and I'm going to put copy. Again, I'm going to put this, I'm going to add one more, and then I'm going to put the last one. Now what you should do is follow this format and include all the experience. If you're applying for a summer internship, then you probably don't have any direct work experience, so try and include anything you've done, like insight weeks, spring weeks, they all matter. If you have summer internship experience or full-time experience, then try and include 2 to 3 roles. Don't try and do 8, 10, 6. Pick 2 or 3 roles where you did the most. Obviously, hopefully those are the most recent ones, and really expand on those roles. So for those roles, try and get at least 4 to 5 bullet points. Make sure all the bullet points go all the way to the margin, and that way your CV looks really beefed up. As you can see from here, the bullet point goes almost all the way to the end of the margin, which is what you want. So now that we've put in our work experience, we then go on to skills. Now skills, and actually for good order, I will just copy what I've put here so that it looks like a real CV. So I want to add a new role. I just named this at HSBC. I'm going to put financial analyst, location UK, London again, start date. So let's say I started September 2018 and I finished Jan 2019. And I'm literally going to put the same work experience like I did before, just so it looks like a good CV. I'm going to add one more line. So now when we expand this sheet, as you can see, the CV looks freaking good. Like honestly, I'm going to use this to build my new CV. Not that I'm trying to change jobs, but this looks really good. So we then move on to the skills section. And a lot of times, people are not sure what to put in skills. What you more or less put is any Microsoft skills you have, Bloomberg, Reuters, coding, any of those skills is what we really care about. We really care about the skills that are directly relevant to the work. And also when you put the skill, so if for example, you put Excel, put what level you are. Are you beginner, intermediate, or advanced? That really matters. So for example, for skills now, I'm going to put Microsoft Excel, and then in brackets, I'm going to put advanced, and I'm going to put a new skill. I'm going to put Python intermediate. Also new skill, I'm going to put Microsoft PowerPoint and put advanced. And then I can also put Bloomberg terminal and put beginner. Now the CV is really taking shape. So if we now look at the CV, it looks really good. You can see work experience, education, and now skills. There's one more part of the CV which is quite important, is the interest section. A lot of people tend to put, I play 5-a-side football, or some boring whatever. The interest section on your CV is a time for you to actually show what your personality is like. So if for example, an Arsenal fan, don't just put Arsenal fan, put avid Arsenal supporter, and I've been going for home games since I was 5 years old. That sounds a lot better. And if, for example, the person looking at your CV is a football fan, that would definitely resonate. So for activity, you can put avid Arsenal fan and been going for home games since 2007. Because on your CV as well, you don't want to put too many personal pronouns. So word in a way where you avoid using personal pronouns. Something you can put is, well, this applies for me, but in general, if you play an instrument or you're into music, really expatiate on that. So I'm gonna put competitive natural bodybuilder who and have been going to the gym since 2016. Those two interests alone will make someone want to interview you. So it just goes to show that your interest section actually matters quite a lot. Yes, if your work experience is not good, it really doesn't matter. But if there's a toss-up between two people, same skills, same work experience, same education, and your interest section looks like this versus someone that says, I enjoy playing football or I play the piano, that's quite dry. Make it sound very punchy and captivating. Now that we're done with the interest section, more or less the CV is done, which is quite crazy. Now all you have to do is click make improvements. BeamJobs will then calculate a resume score, which will allow you to know what you need to work on. So for example, in this case, I'm going to click on make improvements. And now it's giving me a score of 57, which says not bad. Obviously, we want this to be close to 100, and it will tell you what you can work on. For example, the first one says quantify your impact. Your work experience should contain metrics, which is very true. Any experience you put in, always try and quantify what you've done. Don't leave it very vague. If you worked on 5 deals, put I worked on 5 deals. Don't put I worked on just deals. Put 5 deals, put what the transaction volume was, put how big the deals were. Always try and quantify. Also in terms of structure, it says resume length too short, which is expected because this is a trial. So as you can see, it's more or less going to tell you what you can actually work on. And I think that makes BeamJobs really stand out. And now you can actually go and view the whole CV itself. I go to format and download. You can more or less download the CV right here. And as you can see, the key is this CV is one page, literally one page. You can adjust the font, and I'll say with the font, try and keep it very simple. Arial, Calibri, Times New Roman, especially if you're in banking and finance. They don't really care if it's a fancy font. If it's a font people can read, they won't try and read it. They just move it to the side. I can 100% guarantee you that. Also for color, keep it black. Don't use yellow, red, or blue. Keep it very simple and professional. You can also adjust the spacing. Hope you found that video very useful. I can 100% guarantee you, one of the reasons why you don't get called for interviews or you don't get a response after you submit your application is because your CV is not good enough. So try and use the skills and platforms I've talked about in this video to build a very good CV. And I promise you, you'll be one step closer to getting your dream job.